Captain's log, stardate 1807-04.3. We've arrived at the channel where they discuss wristwatches, gadgets, toys, and all the things that men keep in their man caves. Our mission is to review the Star Trek Communicator by the Wand Company Kirkout. Welcome to Timberwolf's Den. So first of all, I have a couple of apologies to make. First, I know that was the wrong uniform. Unfortunately, I don't own an original series uniform. But considering I bought that TNG uniform all the way back in 1995 and I can still get into it, you got to give me some credit for that. And the second thing is that just in case William Shatner is watching this video, I apologize for the horrible impression. I did it with just nothing but the utmost love and respect. Captain Kirk has been my idol ever since I was a little boy. Star Trek II: The Wrath of Khan is still my favorite movie of all time. I can recite every single line from that movie from memory. Marooned for eternity in the center of a dead planet. Buried alive. Buried alive. All right, next order of business, of course, is the wristwatch check. I am wearing the Seiko Sarb 033, probably one of my favorite pieces of all time. The Seiko Sarb is probably one of the best value for money wristwatches you can get. It also has a little bit of sentimental value for me because it was a birthday present from my wife on my 50th birthday just this year. All right. On to business. Let's talk about the Star Trek Communicator by the Wand Company. Now, this review is actually quite overdue considering I've owned this thing since 2016. But I've decided now that I've got a YouTube channel, this is probably just as good a time as any to talk to you guys about how awesome I think this particular prop replica is. Now, the Wand Company was founded in the UK in 2009, and the Wand Company specializes in functioning prop replicas of items and gadgets from popular science fiction and fantasy franchises. They may be considered toys, but they're not for kids. For example, the Communicator that we're reviewing today costs about $150 on Amazon, so it's probably not something you're going to buy for your 6-year-old. Now, what do we mean by functioning prop replicas? Now, the first product of the Wand Company was the Chimera Magic Wand Universal Remote Control, which I'm guessing was probably inspired by the Harry Potter series of films. Some of their current products today include a Pip-Boy kit from Fallout, for those of you who are familiar with that very, very popular video game. They also make the Doctor Who sonic screwdriver remote control. And they also have a Star Trek original series phaser remote control. As a matter of fact, that particular prop replica is so screen accurate that it was actually used in a prop of the TV series Enterprise. They decided that rather than create a new prop from scratch, they actually went and just grabbed one of these Wand Company phasers and used it on screen. Now, let's take a close look at the Star Trek Communicator. Now, the first impression you're going to get when you buy this communicator from the Wand Company is that it comes in excellent packaging that actually looks like, it's as if it was sent to you by Starfleet. Now, the packaging comes with a stand, which is basically a standard USB charger. And the communicator snaps onto it magnetically, and that's how you charge the device. Now, you will see that this thing was put together with impeccable detail, and it was designed using actual props from the original TV series as reference. So the proportions, the size, etc. are just all perfect. Right off the bat, you've got the signature chirp when you flip the communicator open. You've got your lights blinking there in green, red, and blue. and you've got that little swirly thing, I don't know what you call it, right there in the center. So again, looks exactly like the device that you saw on the show. And these are the buttons that you use to use the various functions of the device. Now, when the communicator is offline, you can play with a number of pre-programmed, pre-recorded voices from the original cast of the Star Trek original series. So, for example, Uhura.
Enterprise Bridge, Lieutenant Uhura.
And Spock.
Enterprise, Spock here.
And so you can play around with it. You know, you can do a little role playing, if you like, with all the different crew members as if you're Captain Kirk talking to them. Now, for example, Kirk to Enterprise.
Scotty here, Captain.
But of course, the best part is that it functions as a Bluetooth speaker. So if you pair it to your smartphone, you can actually use it as a real communications device. Now, in conclusion, it really is hard to imagine how a prop replica can get any better than this. This product was put together lovingly by people who really love the series. I mean, you can tell. You can really tell the amount of detail, the amount of work that went into it, the amount of thought that went into the functions. You can tell that this is a prop that was put together by people who really loved the show. And it's really hard to imagine how a prop replica can get any better. But the second thing is that not only is it a great prop replica or even a great toy, as a functioning Bluetooth communications device, this is probably as good as any Bluetooth speakerphone I have ever used. And I'm sure that's not in the least bit biased. But I've used this as a phone outdoors, and yes, I've used it in public with pride. And it's great. I mean, it's just super clear when you're talking to somebody on the other end. It's really, really good at cutting out a lot of unnecessary ambient noise and really picks up your voice very clearly. And you can also hear the party that you're talking to really, really well. So overall, both as a prop, as a toy, and as a communication device, really, really excellent product in the Star Trek Communicator by the Wand Company. Okay guys, that'll do it for this episode. Please remember to like this video if you enjoyed it, and subscribe to the channel and hit that bell icon to be notified of future videos. It's really the only way that YouTube creators like myself can continue creating more content like this. Until then, I will see you guys in the next video. Kirk to Enterprise.
Enterprise Bridge, Lieutenant Uhura.
Uhura, beam me up.